Hello everyone, let's just get right into this. If I'm completely honest, I was not a huge fan of that special. I thought it was, at best, probably a 4 out of 10, verging on a 3 in terms of quality. And in terms of Christmassiness of an actual Christmas special, it didn't even really feel like it was set at Christmas. Well, that's probably because it wasn't. It was constantly just Christmas Eve, which I guess is probably to turn it into kind of, oh, this took place yesterday, this all happened yesterday. But it wasn't really fully convincing for me. If we jump right in, we begin with Ruby Sunday being delivered to the church on Ruby Road, where she was first discovered as a foundling, which is the term that Davina McCall uses. Because, for some reason, Davina McCall is just in this, and didn't make any mention of it in Strictly, which would have been a nice touch to have put in. So it's a bit of a shame, but it would have been cool to see. Ruby's mother. There's been a lot of speculation, even before this episode's come out, on who Ruby's mother is. Honestly, people have said the 13th Doctor, they've said Ruby herself. I think, in my opinion, that it is very likely just going to be Ruby herself as her own, maybe not her mother, but the person that delivers her, like a kind of Dave Lister situation with Ouroboros showing up. But yeah, we don't really know about that one, and we probably won't until the end of the series. So I guess we'll just have to wait until the end of next year to find that out. Or whenever the series finishes. I mean, speaking of the next series, the trailer for the next series looked fantastic, I have to say. Shame it's going to be called Series 1 instead of Series 14, but I mean, I'm going to keep calling it Series 14. If I do some episodes of New Beginnings on it, I will be calling it Series 14, because it's just easier. If you want to get technical about it, it's, at this point, season 41 or something? Crazy in comparison to the classic series. But yeah, it's good to see that the Doctor can finally enjoy themselves, because without all the baggage of the former show, I mean, I guess we are sort of connecting to the fact this is Series 1, the Doctor has no more baggage anymore. They're just free to roam wild and do whatever they want. Because there's no big threats at the moment. The Daleks are pretty much entirely defeated. The Cybermen are nowhere to be seen or have been completely destroyed. And there's not much for the Doctor to fight that's such of a big scale. Of course, there is the new villain of Jinx Monsoon who'll be coming out. We don't know what Jinx Monsoon is. We don't know if they're the Rani or perhaps some completely new villain. Perhaps they might be the one who weighs that the Toymaker was so scared of. We don't know. We simply don't know. But it's really nice to have some bit of speculation for once, instead of almost knowing entirely what's going to happen, like the Missy scenario. Speaking of strange characters, Mrs. Flood at the end of the episode. Watching her just nod at the Doctor and look at him like she'd seen the TARDIS before, like it was completely weird. Oh, your little box of tricks going off. Why are you not freaking out at this man? She's got something weird about her, staring at the camera at the end, nice fourth wall break. What, never seen a TARDIS before? I'm going to say it now, I'm going to predict it right now, she's the Rani. She's definitely the Rani. It's always the Rani. Leading theory is the Rani, and it's never actually the Rani. It turns out to be the Master or someone else. Like how Rory was, of course, the Master. But it is definitely going to be the Rani this time. I'm 100% calling it right here. It is going to be the Rani. I'm putting it on Twitter. We're going to have it that it will be the Rani. Mrs. Flood, very interesting character to see that it's someone that seems so insignificant in the story, yet they've got such a big role to play, or at least I hope they do, because if Russell just leaves it until the end of his series and pulls a Moffat where they just appear right at the end and do absolutely nothing for most of the series, or a Chibnall with Tecteun, I will be quite disappointed, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So we finally get to see a story where Ncuti Gatwa is the main character as the Doctor. He's not sidelined by David Tennant. He's not sitting there doing nothing, just having a bit of fun. He is properly the Doctor. And as a first impression, it's fantastic. He really does embody the craziness, the wackiness of the Doctor, while managing to mix in the sci-fi elements, and just seems like he's having so much fun with the story. He's really looking at the script and rolling with it completely, even though it was a little bit wacky, especially with the Goblin song. Now, I have to say, I'm not a massive fan of musicals, it's not really my thing, and to see the Goblin song actually in the story properly, even though I had seen it, of course, in a video beforehand, it's really not my kind of thing. And I think that detracts from the rewatchability, and doesn't make it very good for newer viewers, because if you're a brand new viewer to Doctor Who and you're watching this and you see a musical, you think, oh wow, that was really, really good. If you're a person who likes musicals, I mean, I wouldn't be saying that, but if you do like musicals, and that was the first thing that you saw about Doctor Who, and you think, wow, this show is going to be really good. I mean, I love musicals, this will be great. But it probably won't come back. It was just a really weird thing out of left field to chuck in a musical number and then have the Doctor and Ruby start singing. It really wasn't for me. Same thing with his new sonic screwdriver. I do not like the look of his new sonic screwdriver. I have to say, though, I do like that on the bottom in Gallifreyan symbols, it's got written, as Gatwa says, a Rwandan proverb of the sharpness of the tongue defeats the sharpness of the warrior, is a really, really nice touch. It's nice to see that this Doctor's got something from themselves as an actor imbued into the tool. I mean, we could have just got this on a straight sonic screwdriver, but yeah, I've seen it compared to TV remotes, compared to bottle cap openers, all sorts of things. And I have to agree, it's not really for me. And it wouldn't fit in my mug of sonic screwdrivers, which is a big shame. Or even 12's mug of sonic screwdrivers that he had on his desk in university. But it's not really my kind of device. The psychic glove, on the other hand, which I assume this is meant to be the psychic glove that he was talking about in interviews, it did look a bit like just a Primark black glove with gold seams on the top. It wasn't very high-tech, but I suppose that's the beauty of it. Just that it seems like such a normal glove, and he said, oh yeah, it takes in your weight, and you do the opposite as well. It was a nice touch to see that the Doctor's finally overcome things. And I think they did the exact same thing in Flux on the first episode, within the first 5 minutes. I can't remember exactly. But the Doctor had done something for those kind of situations where they're trapped in cuffs. I don't remember. Look, Flux was so long ago at this point. Oh, God. I'm getting old now. Existential crisis over. Let's continue. Mavity. We're still continuing with Mavity, and I'm not surprised about it. Whether another writer, such as, well, we don't know, maybe if Mark Gatiss comes back and he becomes showrunner, whether they'll continue with Mavity, we'll see. Maybe in one of the episodes they'll go back in time to Isaac Newton and do what the Fourth Doctor did. Have a chat with him, old Isaac, and rename it to Gravity. But, next series, fantastic. We're going to have an episode on the Beatles, one that looks like it's based in Bridgerton, and it'll maybe have the same costume department. Hopefully it will. Brilliant show. But it seems like it's going to be a very interesting series, and the future for Doctor Who does look bright with this brilliant TARDIS team. Millie Gibson as a companion as Ruby Sunday. I mean, weird name. If you think Lulubelle was a weird name, Ruby Sunday, very, very strange. It seems like to be a fantastic companion and a very good breath of fresh air. Two very youthful actors into the show. Not the youngest that we've ever had. Well, Ruby Sunday is the youngest we've ever had, but Ncuti Gatwa, of course, beaten out by Matt Smith, who's younger. So if anyone wants to claim that he's too young to be the Doctor, Matt Smith did just fine. I'm sure he'll do brilliant. It's going to be nice to see a breath of fresh air from Doctors that are quite old to finally some proper good young team. The future does seem bright for Doctor Who, and I cannot wait to see what comes of it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my react, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below, as it really helps the channel. And I finally just want to say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It's one of the best Christmas presents I could have ever gotten. And it's just really amazing to finally see that I've reached such a massive goal. I mean, 1,000 people, that is a lot. So to everyone that has subscribed, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And have a Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a fantastic another 4 hours of your Christmas and a fantastic Boxing Day until New Year. I'll see you guys next time.